So I had project-based learning. I want to start off by saying that this is not just doing a project. I kind of thought it was just because I heard the keyword project and I was like, oh, okay, let's run with that. But no, it's not just doing a project. It differs from it because the project is the primary learning source, teaching method, rather than just a product of the information that was already taught. In project-based learning, students are gaining more knowledge about how things work as they encounter challenges throughout the project. So what is project-based learning? It's the practice of solving a problem, which is used in real-world context in a project form over an extended period of time to gain a deeper understanding. So they're putting content, knowledge, in real-world application. PBL Work says that project-based learning is a teaching method in which students gain knowledge and skills by working on an extended period of time to investigate and respond to an authentic, engaging, and complex question, problem, or challenge. So when I'm looking up components of PBL learning, not everybody was in agreement with what the components were, so I kind of just combined things that were repetitive, but I think they all have strong ties to scientific inquiry. So the first thing I saw was a structured project at the heart of learning. So it's the central method of the knowledge being transferred. The teacher's not really lecturing on it. They're finding things out as they're going through the different steps of the process. It is structured so that it's multi-step, multi-layered, multi-dimensional, causing students' investigation to be conducted and revised over and over again. Student-centered, collaborative, it's reflective, and it has to be sustained. So I was also, when I went online, I also saw this thing called the framework criteria for project-based learning. And it says that in order for it to be, high quality, it has to include these 6 things. So intellectual challenge and accomplishment. That means it ensures that students are thinking critically and the project is interesting enough to be sustained over a period of time. It has to have some type of authenticity. So the motivating part of the lesson is that it is rooted in a real world situation. There has to be a public product where students are sharing their findings, hurdles, and triumphs with their classmates to create more dialogue amongst the class. The next criteria is that is project management. So the student-driven work, but it must be done within a certain window to kind of relate to the real world. You have deadlines that one must meet. And the last one is reflection. So knowledge is constructed and reconstructed throughout the process. Having reflection allows for students to retain content and skills longer. Now I kind of just want to show you a video of it in motion. This is like in an elementary class, and they're just so into their project, and the teachers are too, and you can really see the excitement within the group of kids.
Project-based learning at Thrive is a lot about craftsmanship, creativity, complexity, and relationship building. And we really saw the impact of what project-based learning can do for kids by keeping them engaged, giving them deep learning experiences, as well as doing greater good for the community.
Our teachers work with the students to create these big, bold problems that students get to solve. And project-based learning here at Thrive is all about authentically working on solving problems that are complex and giving them something to grapple with that has an actual impact and is directed at an authentic audience.
Challenges are good. I like challenges. At first it feels harder, then you finally start figuring a pattern out, and then you start actually beating it.
So the first time I had any project-based learning experience with kids, they were creating their own idea for a small business. We did like a mini Shark Tank experience where we had real-world experts come in and give them feedback on their product. And then we had a marketplace where they produced all of their products and then sold them. So in the driveway out the back, we had this huge marketplace full of stalls selling all of the products that the kids had made. And it was the most overwhelming and joyful experience for the kids to see their product being sold in front of their eyes and to see that reward and get that feedback from the families who were buying it from them. It was pretty incredible.
So many people came and got to look at our art, and to think that some people took my art home, I don't know how to describe it.
It feels nice too because like sometimes they don't know that like first and second graders and third graders can like do all this amazing stuff.
Taking that experience forward, I think I learned a lot about the importance of student choice and student ownership in their projects. So they have to feel that they can take their project wherever they want to take it, and also that they care about that project. It's not just something that I am telling them, right, we're doing this, we have to do this. They want to do it.
So one of the projects that I think is a great example of this process of grappling with a big question and creating a tangible product are actually these podcasts that our first and second graders did. They were trying to think about, what does my voice mean and what's the power behind my voice in storytelling? And they worked with an elderly home here in the neighborhood and interviewed to help the people who lived in that community tell their stories and learn through that, like, what interviewing skills do you need? How do you tell a compelling story? And then what's the process of sort of editing and becoming a storyteller?
At Thrive, I think the skill that we've been really starting to find a rhythm in is the authenticity piece. How can we work with people in the community, and how can we really make this learning purposeful but not feel disconnected in any way?
We often talk about becoming career inspired. School becomes not just about learning content, but about learning future skills and applying that learning, and ultimately finding the interconnectedness of the various disciplines that fill our world.
So some last minute things I want to go over are the benefits. Project-based learning can improve attitudes towards learning. It's student-centered, with the teacher acts like a facilitator. It has a focus on collaboration, with an increase in reasoning, resilience, and focus on the long-term retention and creating. Learning sciences research has found that deeper understanding occurs when learner actively constructs meaning based on his or her experience and the interaction with the world, and that only superficial learning occurs when learners passively take in information transmitted from the teacher, computer, or book. And some small things to know that it's easy to tie these to other practices. In the beginning, you may get off track. It might look more like arts and crafts, but you really have to focus on where you're going with the project and the quality of the work that you're having them do. Is that before you start thinking that project-based learning could get too messy or take too long or be too hard to plan, you have to consider that the project done well will build on social awareness, problem-solving skills, career readiness, deeper thinking skills, and flexibility. A whole bunch of things that you can actually take with you outside of school.